ever had trouble building up the confidence to sew? I know I have. A couple of you have asked me about tips and tricks to build up the confidence just to start. The confidence to fit something on yourself, the confidence to try something you haven't done before. We all have the problem from time to time of building up the confidence just to start. So, let's have a look at this. What is the problem, really, when you're having trouble with confidence to sew? I think that it really comes down to a fear of not just getting started, but a fear of messing up. The real problem when you're having trouble building up the confidence to start something, it's really, what if I mess this up? What if I waste all the little time I have to sew? What if I waste all this money that I've spent on materials? It's not cheap sewing. So I want to talk a little bit about the one person I know who has the most confidence when sewing and what her secret is. One of the most successful corset makers working today is Jenny Hampshire, who you might know as Sparkle Wren. And she has a very unique approach. I was discussing her with a few friends a few weeks ago, and we came to the conclusion that the secret of her success is that she just has no fear of trying stuff. She has, I mean, if you meet Jenny, you'll find out that she's the most unpretentious maker you could ever hope to meet. She just has no problem with, she doesn't go into a project with the thought of, I'm making this and it has to turn out perfectly and it has to be exactly like the vision I had in the first place. She goes in going, let's try this, let's try that, let's have a go at this, let's see what happens if I do this. And because of that feeling of curiosity and experimentation, it's not this has to happen or it's not successful, it's what happens if we do this? It's a much more open result. So if you're wanting a specific result that it has to turn out perfectly like you wanted, then you are going to get stressed out about it, and there's going to be a confidence issue there because it might not go where you want it to go. If you go in with a much more curious nature of, let's start here, try this and see what happens, then you end up with a much more creative process. And you learn a lot more. You might learn things you didn't intend to learn. You might find approaches that you didn't think to try. So I want to suggest that maybe you go in, instead of feeling like you have to build the confidence to start, why not go in instead with a sense of where you want to start and a sense of curiosity? So as an example of this, I want to show you one of Jenny's corsets. This is one that I bought from her a year or two back. This is one of the most well-known ones she's made. This one I fell in love with when it was on a mannequin in the window of her boutique. And you can see that it's a beautiful shape, which you can just about see on the table. And it's draped in all these beautiful fabrics with all the Swarovskis. Turn it over and it looks like this fantastic, fully boned corset. As far as Jenny's concerned, this corset is a disaster. She did something wrong. I can't even remember what it is that she said she did wrong. She had so much trouble. I had so much trouble convincing her to sell this corset to me because she just felt like she didn't want it to be out there in the world because there was something wrong with it. But I adored it and I loved it because of all this beautiful drapery. And it turns out that all that drapery went on top because she felt like she'd screwed it up. So this was her way of saving it. So she created this beautiful piece. And she did it by just trying stuff and seeing what happened, and she messed up. She still ended up with this amazing corset that it took me months to give her money to give it to me. So I want you to think less about going in with confidence and going with curiosity. think about your process when you are having trouble getting up the confidence to sew. Think about, is it because I want a specific result here? Can I go in with more of a sense of curiosity of seeing what's going to happen if I try something? So, my name's Kathy Hay. I hope this has helped you, served you in some way. Leave me a comment below and tell me if this resonates with you and what your experience has been with starting a project and with confidence and with curiosity, whether this makes sense. And please go and do some sewing this weekend.